Hey everybody, my name is Nick, and today we are out here in Santa Maria de Jesus, Guatemala, playing at the second project that the Paul McBeth Foundation has sponsored. This is the Monte disc golf course, and today we're just going to play a little bit of a round and kind of show you what the course looks like, and just have some fun out here. So let's see how it goes. First throw of the day. So hole number one, I forgot to describe it off the top, is a par 3 259-foot hole with a little bit of elevation, you'll see, and it's got a pretty tight gap with the bushes and the branches and such, but had a decent first drive. We'll see if I can connect for birdie. Take a par. Here we are on hole number 2. It is a par 3 269-foot shot. You can attack it in two different ways. Up the left side, down toward, you can kind of see the fountain behind it, or you can go around the right side. I'm going to take the forehand approach shot and see how it goes. So this project began during quarantine. A couple of guys came up. We're actually on a golf course, and a couple of guys came up and decided that they wanted to try to play some disc golf up here. So they created their own basket, created their own course, and that's where this course kind of began. I was not a part of that initial group. I just happened to move here to Guatemala at the right time, around the time that they got approved for this project. And I've been able to be a part of helping construct the course. It's not completely finished yet. We still have some tee pads to add in and certain things, but it's coming along really well. It's looking nice. Man, if you guys get the chance to travel here and play this course, I really recommend it because it is super fun. I hope that you enjoy watching it play out today. It is a par 3 259-foot shot. You have to hit kind of a tight gap along the right side to really put yourself in position for a birdie. I've done it a handful of times, but it's a pretty tough shot, so let's see how it plays out. Oh, jeez. All right, here we are on my third shot. I have a pretty tough putt to save par, only because it's kind of a death putt. You can see behind there's a little bit of a water trap. It's not super full of water, but in there is out of bounds, so it can be pretty punishing if you sail a putt. So let's see how it goes. Here we are on hole number 4. This one really feels like the first must-get birdie on the course. It's 226 feet, par 3. It's a pretty simple forehand hyzer shot around the side. You just got to get through some of those trees up there. See if I can put this within birdie range. You look. are on the tee pad of hole number 5. This is the longest hole on the course so far. It is 417 feet, and you have to throw a pretty big, wide hyzer around the right side for a right-hand backhand thrower to really get within a look of the basket. I have yet to birdie this hole, but maybe today will be that day. I forgot to mention that one of the hardest parts of this hole is making it through this initial gap here, because you want to swing it wide out on the right. You really got to put it close to this tree on the right side. I have hit it before, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. Well, I did exactly what I said I was trying not to do, and I hit that first tree and put myself in a pretty tough position to save the par on this hole. But we're going to try to swing another one out wide without trees in the way, and hopefully we put ourselves close to the basket. All right, I left myself a pretty tough par save here, but we'll see. Hole number 6, it's a par 3, 256-foot hole. Admittedly, this is probably my least favorite hole on the course, not because it's a bad hole, but because it's really hard. I don't know if you can see through all of the trees, but it's kind of an elevated, through thick trees hole. So it's tough to hit the right gap to actually give yourself a birdie look, so I usually just play this hole for par. If I didn't make it clear on the tee pad, this hole likes to chew me up and spit me out, so let's see if we can get up and down for par. Yeah, oh, that about went in. Holy cow. Here we are in hole number 7, par 3, 344 feet. This is one of the signature holes on this course. I love this hole. It's a tough one, but it's kind of downhill. There's a little bit of a valley down there, and then the basket sits up top on the other side. So it takes a pretty dead straight shot if you want to put yourself close to a look for birdie. Let's see if I can do it. All right, here we are on hole number 8. This is the first par 4 and the only true bomber hole on this course. It's a par 4, I already said that, 574 feet. So you just kind of got to rip on one and put yourself in position to pitch up for the 3. hole 9. This is the shortest hole on the course, par 3, 167 feet. It is very aceable. Nobody has aced it yet, but maybe today will be that day. Let's see how it goes. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that should be fine. Whew. Hole number 10, this is a par 3, 223-foot hole. This is probably my favorite hole on the course. It's another signature hole. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but the basket is surrounded by some fountains. And so there's a pretty big risk reward factor here. If you put it close enough, you get an easy birdie, but if you put it too close, you end up in par to bogey zone. I also love this hole because on clear days, not today, but you can actually see an active volcano over the top of this hole, kind of behind those trees up there. So too bad it's not clear today, but maybe we'll get a nice here. Too much. Oh, that's gonna be way past it. Sit down. Hit a tree. Okay. All right, it has been a pretty mediocre round so far, but that's okay. Here we are on hole number 11. This is a par 3, 180-foot hole with a little bit of elevation and a kind of a tight gap that you got to hit off here off the tee. So it's a little bit harder than it appears on the sign. Here we are on the tee pad of hole number 12. This is the second of 2 par 4s on the course. It is 341 feet, but it is a par 4 because, as you can tell probably from the video, that you can't actually see the basket from the tee pad because of the elevation on the course. Most of the back 9 is working our way back kind of uphill, and so a lot of these holes are shorter in distance, but they make up for it in elevation. So here we go. Hole 13, 180 feet, pretty short, but recently this branch kind of fell right into the lane, the window to throw through, so it adds a little bit of an extra obstacle. Also, it is slightly uphill, so it's not super easy to reach. Tee pad of hole 14. This is a par 3, 262-foot hole. Again, a little bit of elevation, so it plays a tad bit longer than it is. It's also invisible from the tee pad. You can't see it, but it's tucked around the right corner, so The play for a right-handed throw, if you have the forehand, is to throw a wide shot around the outside and hope that the disc will skip up toward the basket and give you a look for birdie. So let's try to do that. Hole 15, par 3, 243 feet. It's a little bit of a tight gap to get through and kind of a straight shot, but it's one of the easier holes on the course. I was checking. It'll be a look. All right, we've arrived at hole 16. This is another par 3. It is 282 feet, but as you can kind of tell, it's a pretty tight gap that you got to hit to get up there. This is a pretty tough birdie, really, just to hit that gap, to keep it at the right height throughout the flight without it skipping too far away from the basket. Here we go. All right, this is the first real birdie look I've ever had at this hole, so. Hole 17, par 3, 233 feet. Basket is not visible off the tee. It's a right hand flick hyzer shot. You can hit it through this gap, let the disc do the work. Should be sitting pretty for a birdie. I am not sitting pretty for a birdie. Oh, brother. Aquí estamos en el hoyo 18, el último hoyo. Here we are on hole 18, the last hole. It's been a pretty mediocre round, left some shots out there, but it's been fun nonetheless. This hole is a par 3, 230-foot shot, another forehand, kind of similar to the shape of the last hole. Let's see if we can get up and down and get the birdie here, because for right now, the course record on this, on the actual baskets, is -4. My score is currently sitting at -4, so if I can get up and down for birdie, then technically I'll set a new course record. All right. Nope. All right, here we are with a little piece of history. This right here is the homemade DIY basket that I mentioned a little earlier in the round. This is the basket that the guys created during quarantine when they just got bored and wanted to make a disc golf course. And so it's pretty fun. Honestly, it's one of the best DIY baskets I've ever seen. It didn't love to catch discs, so we used to play where if it just hit chains, it counted. that doesn't work anymore with these real baskets, unfortunately. But it was super fun, and it's kind of fun to see how the course started. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun shooting it. I didn't play my best round, but that's okay. It was still a joy to get to show you guys this course. Let us know what you think. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. And if you ever get the chance, man, to come to Antigua, Guatemala, this course is about 20-25 minutes outside. Bring a couple discs with you and make your way up here. You won't be disappointed. So thanks for tuning in.